Constitution Documentary Project by Bennett and Joe. Our thesis statement for this project is the Constitution is also referred to as a living document because it is open to ratification of the amendments and the impact it plays within our everyday lives as citizens under it. Some facts about the Constitution are the U.S. Constitution has 4,400 words, is the oldest and shortest written constitution of any major government in the world. The Constitution also was penned by Jacob Chalice, a Pennsylvania General Assembly clerk, for $30, which would be $789 today. The U.S. Constitution was prepared in secret, behind locked doors. The first time the formal term the United States of America was used was in the Declaration of Independence. Constitution facts continued. More than 11,000 amendments have been introduced in Congress. George Washington and James Madison were the only presidents who signed the Constitution. As evidence of its continued flexibility, the Constitution has only been changed 17 times since 1791. The U.S. Constitution contains multiple spelling errors. The right to bear arms, which can be found in the Second Amendment, protects citizens on being able to own and use firearms for safety or, in this case, recreational use. Freedom of speech, which is in the First Amendment, uses freedom of speech to speak out on one's beliefs, giving the people the right to peacefully protest unless provokes obstruction. Freedom of religion, which is also found in the First Amendment, gives the people individual grants towards which religion they choose to practice. Government taking private property for public use, which is in the Fifth Amendment, restricts the federal government from taking private property for public use. Most buy out private property from landowners to be able to build, for example, a highway. Speed limit, which falls under the 10th Amendment. States have the right to enforce speed limits regulated by the federal government. Right to an education, which is in the 14th Amendment. Under Equal Protection Clause, all citizens have the equal opportunity to receive an education. Excessive fines, which is in the 8th Amendment. This amendment protects citizens from getting an excessive fine for something that oftentimes results in a small fine. Getting a speeding ticket, for example. An officer writing a ticket for a large fine when the speed exceeded was minimal. The right to vote, which is in the 19th Amendment, giving people of all genders the right to vote. Women achieving the right to vote is an example of protecting this amendment. Right to press, which is in the First Amendment, restricts the government from prohibiting the distribution of information or opinions. For example, any information or opinions one would see in the newspaper. Quartering of troops, which is in the Third Amendment, restricting the government from forcing homeowners to house militia in their homes without consent. Wrapping up, these are just some of the ways that the Constitution affects us in our everyday lives and in local communities.